thanks for guys for showing up, being interested in this type of gameplay. Hopefully we can get more people to join us in the future. Basically, the purpose of squad and squad combat is to, instead of just a bunch of individuals moving together, general direction with vague purpose, squad works to move and act as one with a clear purpose, specific jobs for each member, while we're executing the singular directive of the squad leader. After practice, this should allow the squad to confront and overcome threats more effectively and efficiently than the individual sum of its parts, since we'll be coordinated and all that. The basic composition of a squad is, of course, a squad leader gives the orders, and then fire teams. Fire team members are further broken down by, depending on what the squad will be doing. If we have special weapons, medic, there'll be other secondary responsibilities and duties like medic we just mentioned, light machine gun or LMG, AT or AA launchers, and dedicated marksman. If we're in vehicles and stuff, we might, someone might be designated a pilot, driver, gunner. And then there's perks in this game mode. I think everyone's familiar with those. Ammo is a great one to have, but depending on what we'll be heading into, we might need some people to have launchers or mechanics if we're going to be operating out of vehicles and stuff like that. Something to go over real quick is formations. Is everyone briefly familiar with formations?
Tiny bit.
Have you heard of, do you know what a column formation is?
No.
2 columns.
Okay, column formation is basically where we're just, I'll say Buzz take point. We'll say, just walk out on the road, Buzz. And then maybe I'd follow in behind him at an interval of about, this much spacing. So you can stop, Buzz. And then the next person would follow, and we'd just be following in a big long line, basically. That's a column. A staggered column is where Buzz hit the left side of the road. And then I would be on the right side of the road, and the next person would be on the left, and then the right. That's a staggered column. A line formation is if we're taking contact, and I call everyone to get on line. Let's get on line with me in the direction I'm facing as a squad leader. So we'd all point this way in a straight line. This is often how we would push into contact. If we're in a line formation, I'd be like, form a line on me in advance, and we'll advance at a slow pace, or we'd advance at a tactical pace while engaging the enemy. Other formations you probably heard of or seen are wedge or V. It's where you have the squad lead usually takes points, and then he's got a fire team on his left and his right, and basically like the flying V from the Mighty Ducks, if y'all are old enough to remember that. And there's also diamonds, and there's all kinds of other modified formations, but mostly today we won't be doing much formation stuff, just real simple fire team stuff, since mostly we'll be in city environment, and we'll be mostly pushing down streets and going through buildings and stuff. That's not really necessary. Another thing I want to cover real quick is movement. We'll go over bounding Overwatch first. Does everyone know what bounding Overwatch is?
I'm not sure actually.
Alright, well, who's who? Me and Enders will be red team, and Buzz and Aaron, you'll be blue fire team. So bounding Overwatch is, we'll just move down this road up to the north. If you guys lay down where you're at, blue team, Buzz and Aaron, and you'll be providing support for us while we move up. So me and Enders, if we're doing a bounding Overwatch, you would say like blue set, and then me and Enders would be like red moving, and then we'll take off up down the road running here. We'll move 150, 100 meters, whatever we decide, then we'll lay down and provide cover, and we'll say red set, and then you guys are clear to move up and bound past us another 50 meters. Does that make sense?
Yep. It's almost like Froggers, what you want to call it?
Yeah, you're playing leapfrog basically while one team's covering and the other team's moving. so you don't. So at all times you have at least one team with a stable shooting position, while the other team is moving. And you're not able to shoot accurately while you're on the move if you were to run into contact. So that's bounding Overwatch. Is everyone familiar with peeling? You guys stay where you're at. Me and Enders are going to come up online with you. We can do this. This just like this. Peeling is when we take contact, and we want to get to cover. So I'd say, all right, I'd say squad peel left, and the person on the far right would peel first, which is Buzz. You would move behind us and go around us, behind us to the cover of that building or the wall, and then as you pass Aaron, you'd say last man. So she knows that she's the last one on the end. And then when she passes me, she'd say you're the last, or Nexus, you're the last man. And then as I move past Enders, I say, Ender, you're last man. And so he knows that as soon as I'm past him a little ways, he's clear to move. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Does everyone know what flanking is?
Yeah.
That's
Right.
pretty basic. Say we were taking contact from east back over by that house we were starting at. Some of us would shoot. This will come with practice and play. We probably won't do much of this tonight. But if we were shooting back at the house where we started this, one of the teams would move to the right and try to flank around so we could engage the enemy from two different directions and increase our odds of survival and their odds of dying. Alright, tactical retreating. Do you guys know how to do a tactical retreat?
No.
Alright. Let's say we were taking fire from, I don't know, up this road to the north, and we want to retreat. And we're kind of caught out in the open here. It's not a situation where we're going to have a very good advantage of survival. So we're going to start retreating. The first thing we would do is we'd probably do it in teams. It'd kind of be like bounding Overwatch in reverse. It doesn't have to be in teams. It could be single person. It could move at a time. But let's just say that we're taking fire, and I call for a tactical retreat. I'm on the... it's kind of similar to peeling and bounding Overwatch. As we're taking fire, you want to immediately get behind cover, so you guys would move back a couple feet behind that stone wall. And when I run to cover, I'd go first, or me and Enders would go first, probably me and Enders. I'd say red team fall back, blue team cover. Me and Enders would run back here to this, dilapidated building. We'd take up cover in the ruins, and then we'd say, red team set, blue team fall back. And now we're covering you as you guys can retreat. Go ahead and execute. All the while we're laying down fire, deciding impact. Alright, does that make sense?
Yep.
There's all different kinds of ways you can do all this stuff. Like I said, it can be done individually in teams. It doesn't really, it just depends how you set things up, how you want to do it. There's no right or wrong way. There's different, military branches do things differently. Law enforcement, all kinds of different stuff. Do all this stuff differently. There's no right or wrong way. Go ahead.
Move your helicopter.
Did someone have a question, or was that someone with a voice?
I think that was someone over voice.
I thought I turned that off. But I guess I didn't. All right.
Well, I still haven't accepted your friend request. I don't know how to do that. Not your friend request, but the team request.
Right. You scroll your mouse wheel and go to player menu. Then you go to groups, and then you should see like an arrow by my name or your name. I can't remember which one it is. There you go.
There you go.
All right. There's not much building standing up here, but is everyone familiar with how to clear a building?
Yeah, we should go through that.
All right. Let's move over here to this building. I made a bad technical error. Should have went around the other way. I used to play airsoft. And I had the courtesy of being trained by a Marine tactical trainer on how to enter and clear buildings. A lot of that doesn't translate very well to video games. So basically, all you want to do is when you're breaching a door, you've heard of pieing corners and stuff, correct? Is everyone familiar with that?
No, sir.
Pieing the corners, when if you want to open this door, if Arma will let me open the door, you open the door, and then pieing the corner is when you use the corner of the door and you pie around like this to reveal as little as yourself as possible. Instead of just going like right into the door, straight away. If you pie it first, you're able to slowly clear what's the doorway before you make entry. So we could spend the whole evening buildings and all that stuff, but we're just going to keep it real simple, really nice. So basically, when you go in, you just want to pie off your corners, your doorways. You can all move into this entryway. We've got another door in here. So we're just going to open this, and again, you want to just pie it off, and then there's rules for all this. You can call out doors, entryways, so your team is familiar with what's there, and but we won't get into that very much tonight. Basically, all you want to do is if you clear and enter a building, you want to make sure you check all the blind spots, make sure you clear all the rooms. When you don't just run straight through, like if you ran from this hallway out to this blue door, there could be a person in this room. You want to clear it before you move past it, just so you don't get shot in the back after you pass the room you didn't clear. We'll just keep it that simple for tonight. In the future, we can do more on clearing buildings and stuff if we want to get all tactical about it in the future. But for now, that'll do. Does anybody have any questions?
I'm all good.
Alright, and the last thing about movement I want to cover is stamina breaks. Arma has a pretty nasty stamina system compared to most shooters. I like it. I think it adds realism and a little bit of difference to the game than what you normally have. I think all of you are used to it by now. Your guy gets tired as you run around, the more you're carrying. So, especially if you're carrying launchers and support equipment like that, extra ammo, backpacks, all that gear, your guy will tire out quickly. If you are getting stamina heavy and it'll affect your aim and stuff. So, as a squad leader, be sure that you kind of keep that in mind from your teammates, that they might be fatiguing faster than you if they're carrying more gear than you are. And also keep in mind that if you are one of those people carrying that extra equipment and you're getting pretty tired, you
Hey
feel
guys,
free to
does
bring
anyone
it
else
up
see
to
the
your
servers falsely
squad leader and
advertising
say,
King of the
hey,
Hill?
I'm getting pretty fatigued, and then as soon as the squad leader is able, they should provide a break for the players to rest up in cover, preferably, and then you can move out again once everyone's rested up. And next we'll cover contact.
Like
there's two kinds of
CA1,
contact, soft and hard
24/7
contact.
daytime,
Does
King
anyone
of
know
the
the
Hill,
difference between the
CA1.
soft and
If you
hard
click on it, you go to it. Land. Like even though it definitely says
no.
King of the Hill.
A soft contact is when you see the enemy but they don't see you. So in a soft contact
I just tried to
situation,
join
it
that
might
server,
not
but it was
be
full.
the best tactic to open fire immediately upon seeing the enemy, especially if they don't see you. It's more important that at that time you communicate the enemy's position to your teammates so they can get ready.
Hey, is the MK18 any good?
Or multiple contacts that they can
Or like the
set up on them, and you can take 3-4 guys down at a
Yeah, it's a
time.
good gun.
A hard contact is when
But
you
I don't
see the
understand
enemy
how
and
is
they
like
see
the
you
heavy
at the same
machine gun
time.
not better? Like
Maybe
isn't
they
that
see you
fire
first, and then you just start
7.62
taking
better than
fire.
it?
That's a hard contact.
Yeah, but I think they're
You
different.
find cover and return fire in a hard contact situation.
Find your mute button, bro.
Situation, it might be much more
And the
beneficial.
kid
If you don't like it,
her.
leave.
Contact, and then specify all the details so your teammates know what to expect, and you can ambush them.
Don't like.
Does that make sense? Any questions?
So we
Yeah.
pop off the stay at 160 or something like that.
Buy a better mic,
Yeah,
please.
pack that 160.
Yeah, we can go over that. That I've kind of covered that more in the communication section next, so we'll put that one on hold for a second. Something to keep in mind is intervals. When you're moving through the streets and stuff, you don't want to be like right up next to each other, so like you don't get taken down in the same burst of machine gun fire. Just keep an interval between you and the other member of your fire team or fire teams, so you don't so you make yourselves harder and a little more spread out for the enemy to target as you're moving. We'll cover. Does anyone know what rear security is?
I believe so.
Alright, we'll move out of this building and we're going to cover rear security. Alright, so Buzz, you take point, and we'll say we're just moving down this wall. You can just go 10-15 feet down the wall. We'll pretend we're following you. Alright, go ahead and stop. When Buzz stops, for whatever reason on point, maybe he sees a contact, maybe, you know, something is, you know, exploded in front of us, or we're taking fire or something. When we stop, the person in the rear of the column needs to turn around and watch our 6. That would be, who's back there? Enders. So Enders would watch our 6. Now, Enders can't tell when we move out, because he's looking behind him. So it's crucial, and we'll cover this in the next section. These contact and communication kind of blend together a little bit here. So it's important that we let Enders know and we start moving again, because he's watching our rear. He's doing a very important job, and we don't want to leave him in the dust when we take off. And since we're all looking forward, and you know, we just start moving because we see other people moving and leave him behind. So make sense?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Another thing I want you, if you guys want to come out in the grass a little bit, the two in the back there. Buzz, you stay right where you're at. Now, if we were moving down this wall, I want to cover like stacking up on your fire team members a little bit, because if Buzz is on a corner and I come right up behind him like this, and we're tight like this, and he needs to move backwards, he will not be able to, because I'm right up against him. So it's important when your fire team member in front of you is on a corner or something, you don't want to block him from moving back if he needs to, if he starts taking fire. So you want to give him a little bit of room so he can do that. And another important thing to remember, if you are stacked up tight, because maybe you're in a building, you're sitting on a doorway or something, it might be important.
Like inside
So
building.
basically, if I'm shooting at Buzz's head, I need to tell him that Buzz, my line of fire is, you know, directly overhead. Do not stand up. So, 'cause if he goes to maneuver or move, I'm not going to shoot him right in the back.
Bullets do go through walls,
Fire instead.
Only 7.6 feet,
Let's see.
and very rarely.
No, 6.5 go through house walls
We're
if
gonna
it's close
skip
enough.
that.
7.62s will go through pretty easy. 60 cals will go through like it's nothing, and anything on an HMG will just shred it.
All the stuff we talked
And
about
an
tonight,
ATF,
that's the
whatever
most
round.
important.
So we go through
And,
2 walls.
Alright. Communication is key. Without that, all the other stuff we talked about tonight doesn't make any difference. So, Virginia, you watch the Star Citizen FPS demo? thing to remember in Arma, since we're playing a video game, is the people in your squad can't see a lot of what you're doing, so you need to tell them. You gotta talk to them. Tell them that you're moving. Tell them that you're stopping. Tell them that you're taking contact, what direction, all that stuff. We can go over that a little bit more as we play. And communication just helps the squad keep an overall situational awareness. Because if I'm covering my zone of fire down this wall, I'm not really aware what's going on with the rest of you and the sectors that you're covering. And are you all familiar with covering sectors of fire?
I believe so.
Alright,
No.
let's stack up on this wall again, pretending we are moving down it. Buzz, you would be the point man, so you'd be looking directly down the wall. If we were to stop, I'm pointing into Buzz's back, so my rifle isn't doing any good at that position, so I would move my rifle out and cover the next and Aaron would, cover more out, and then again, Ender, if you're in the back there, you're watching our 6, so you're pointing down the wall the direction we just came from. This is what you call covering this section of, or covering your zone of fire, so that if an enemy were to pop up in any direction, we're going to have eyes on them. Now, of course, this changes if you're not against a wall like this, we're only looking in one direction. If you're in a building or something, that's completely different, but you get the idea. Everyone, if someone's covering a zone, and there's an area not being watched, pick up that zone of fire. So you don't get ambushed and surprised by an enemy contact that comes in from some direction we weren't anticipating. And so in conclusion, we're going to make mistakes. Key is we just got to learn from them. We're all here to have fun. Let's not lose sight of that. Even though we're playing a little bit more seriously than we have in the past, but we're still all here to have fun. And keep that in mind, especially if you're a squad leader. You have a whole bunch of people following you that are here to have fun, not just camping the building for an hour and a half and then moving. So try to keep things exciting and moving for them. And I'm going to do that in the next 2 minutes here when we finally get into contact. I'm going to stop talking. And remember, we're here to teach and learn from each other. We're all bringing our skill levels up here. And the more we bring up and teach new members that join us, the more we can grow our Army division. I hope someday we can have multiple squads, more of a command element involved, not just squad leaders, but we've got to start somewhere in small. So, any questions? Alright, well, let's roll. Alright, guys, we'll get started then. Ooh, we have another one coming to join our class. Alright.
Oh, who's that?
Some random troll.
Oh, okay.
How do you put your weapon down?
Oh, he just did it. How did he do that?
I got mine set to H, but you can look at the escape figure and controls, and under infantry.
Oh, this guy.
This is fantastic.
It is called.
What's wrong with you?
I die.
Did you die?
Nah.
Did you get launched like
Yes.
200 meters away?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Was that one of you guys?
No, that was not us.